When you walk into a grocery store today, you'll likely see a variety of eggs. White eggs, which were once our only option, are now actually looked down upon. Brown eggs, like all things brown, are considered healthier. And then there are those free range eggs that sell for the most premium price. Also, egg yolk for some reason seems to now have a bad rep. People say it increases cholesterol and is bad for the heart. So, what is the truth about eggs? Are they healthy? Is one color better than the other? I'll scientifically explain this in today's episode of the Whole Truth Academy. Now, before we begin, please do hit subscribe and support us. We're a small startup and we spend most of our marketing budget making this content and keeping it free. And your love is what keeps us going. That being said, let's start with the question of whole egg versus egg white. And to do that, we'll need to start with the history of eggs and media. Eat the white, throw away the yolk, because yolks are full of cholesterol and fat and calories. Tell me you haven't heard someone say this to you. Now, by the look on my face, you know that this isn't true. But then, how did this notion come about? Well, the answer as usual lies with our dear friends, the food marketeers. Believe it or not, at some point in the 1960s, food marketeers were busy selling sugar as healthy. Mothers and children were encouraged to have sugar because it gave so much energy. But the 60s were also the time when obesity and heart disease, especially in the USA, were rising astronomically. And the marketeers who were peddling sugar needed a scapegoat. So they blamed it all on cholesterol and bad fats. So red meats and fat-heavy foods like ghee, butter, milk, and of course egg yolks, which have about 200 milligrams of cholesterol, were all clubbed together and labeled bad. And in conjunction, all sorts of low-fat or fat-free foods were labeled good. So low-fat dressings, low-fat yogurts, low-fat chips, all of which in turn had loads of sugar and vegetable oils, were now good. Sounds laughable, right? But the joke is on us. Because the real trick the marketeers played when they shifted our focus to high protein and low fat food is that they took the focus away from all other nutrients that are absolutely essential for a fit and healthy body. According to the RDI, or recommended dietary intake, one egg provides the following essential nutrients. A whole egg is capable of delivering all of these, while egg whites can only deliver 9% of selenium and 6% of vitamin B2. Still think yolks are bad? Along with this, did you know that the egg yolk actually has half the protein of the whole egg? So you'll need to have 4 egg whites to get the same protein as 2 whole eggs. And you'll miss out on all of that other nutrition. And that's just part 1 of this conversation. Part 2 is whole eggs' long speculated role in heart diseases triggered by high fat content. Well, pardon my French, but that is bullshit. Yes, the egg yolk is relatively high in fat, but what it has is good cholesterol. That's HDLs and omega 3s, stuff that we need to feed the brain, the nervous system, and make hormones. Also, no study correlates the consumption of eggs to heart diseases unless you already have a heart disease. And don't we all know by now that one food alone can never be the cause of disease? It's always your lifestyle, the environment, and your total cholesterol intake. And sometimes it's genetics, of course. But the whole thought of whole eggs equals bad heart health still hasn't left our collective minds. And of course, the food marketeers who created this fake problem also created a fake solution to it. Allow me to introduce the Brownspiracy. Brown sugar, brown bread, brown eggs. Marketeers have done such a great job of telling us that brown is equal to healthy that it feels almost wrong to even question it. So of course, expensive, earthy brown eggs must be the answer to those simple, cheap white ones, right? Wrong. What if I told you that there is no nutritional difference between brown eggs and white eggs. You see, the color of the egg just tells you the color of the hen that laid it. Yep, white eggs are laid by white feathered chickens with white or light colored earlobes, while the brown ones are laid by brown feathered chicken with red earlobes. Nutritionally, both are absolutely the same. Feels bad, no? How easily all of us got taken for a complete ride? But hey, if you figure out the Brownspiracy, the food marketeer has another trick ready for you. Free range eggs. First up, please don't confuse brown eggs with free range eggs. Free range eggs can be any color. Free range just means that the hen that laid the eggs wasn't confined to a cage. It's more about ethical treatment of the animal than about a nutritionally different egg. So, the color of the egg doesn't determine a healthier egg. Neither does free range. If you want more nutrients in your egg and are willing to pay a premium for humanely bred eggs, you need to look for free range eggs which are organic. Why organic? Good question. Because organic eggs must come from chickens that are fed only organic feed. That is, feed that is free from fertilizers, pesticides, other chemical additives, or genetically modified foods. Additionally, organic eggs come from chickens that are given antibiotics only in the event of an infection, unlike commercial chickens, which are given antibiotics on a routine basis. Here are some local eggs. One is a white egg and one organic egg. When you crack them, notice the color of the egg yolk. If it's pale yellow, chances are your chicken was fed ordinary soy corn and husk, and if it's more orange, your chicken was fed more premium quality feed, which has in turn made your egg more nutrient dense. It might be a time consuming task, but at least once you've tried a few options, you know which eggs you should buy going forward. So that's it. White, brown and organic. Now you know the real difference. To summarize, 1. Don't go by the color of the egg. It doesn't make a difference. What does make a difference is what the hen was fed. 2. Egg yolks alone do not contribute to heart disease. Keep your serving sizes in check and maintain a healthy lifestyle. And also, 50% of the protein in a whole egg lies in the yolk. And 3. If you want more nutrients in your egg and are willing to pay a premium, don't just go by labels. Get your hands dirty and check the color of the yolk. If you like this video, don't forget to hit the bell icon so you don't miss another video from the Whole Truth Academy. Ciao for now.